Sunflowers have been a popular subject among Impressionist painters, including Monet and Van Gogh. Gauguin also found inspiration in these bright, sunny flowers. In his youth, Van Gogh painted a series of sunflowers to decorate a friend's room. Gauguin and Van Gogh had a dream of creating a commune for free artists, but their friendship fell apart. Gauguin's painting of Van Gogh painting sunflowers for a former comrade is the only remaining evidence of their friendship. Later in life, Gauguin painted sunflowers again, but this time they were depicted as tired and worn out, reflecting the artist's own state of mind towards the end of his life.
This is a modestly sized canvas painted by Ivan Aivazovsky in 1868. It depicts a panoramic view of Tiflis from the mountains. The foreground is flooded with bright sunlight, illuminating the buildings, figures of people, horses, and two large trees. The main street with an expressive realistic perspective goes down, where the bulk of the houses lie. The rocks around the city form a kind of bowl filled with a special lilac haze, so the illuminated houses in the center seem pink, and the distant mountains are blue. The cool shades of lilac, blue, and purple contrast with the warm golden sunlight of the foreground, giving the picture a special expressiveness and volume. The canvas not only perfectly conveys the perspective and impression of a vast space, but also has a special, quiet, and lyrical mood. It's not just a landscape, it's a feeling of love for a wonderful city.
In this painting, we see Cinderella in her iconic blue dress, surrounded by the magical creatures that helped her get ready for the ball. The painting was created by Franz von Stuck in 1899 and is currently in a private collection. Von Stuck was a German symbolist painter who often depicted mythological and fantastical scenes. This painting showcases his attention to detail and use of vibrant colors. It's a beautiful representation of the classic fairy tale and continues to captivate audiences over a century later. The painting Forgotten by Vasily Vereshchagin depicts the gruesome aftermath of war. The black and white image portrays death and destruction. A flock of scavengers is seen flooding the sky, rushing towards the lifeless body of an unnamed warrior. The painting is a commentary on the unnecessary heroism and sacrifice of soldiers who fulfill their military duty to the end. Vereshchagin's goal was to show the unsightly side of war, and he did not glorify battles. Despite being the only Russian painter to be awarded the Order of St. George the Fourth Degree, Vereshchagin was subjected to endless persecution and harassment by the elite. This led to a nervous breakdown and the destruction of several of his paintings, including Forgotten. Unfortunately, the painting is lost to us now as it was destroyed by the artist himself. It is a reminder of the devastating consequences of war and the toll it takes on human life. The Sun is a painting by Norwegian artist Edvard Munch, created in 1911. The painting depicts a large, orange sun in the center of the canvas, surrounded by swirling clouds and a dark, ominous landscape. Munch was known for his use of bold colors and expressive brushstrokes, and this painting is a prime example of his unique style. The sun is currently exhibited at the University of Oslo, where it is a popular attraction for art lovers and Munch enthusiasts alike.
This masterpiece by Claude Monet was painted in 1867 and depicts Jeanne-Marguerite Lecadre in the Garden of Saint-Adresse. The painting showcases Monet's interest in nature, with landscapes occupying a significant place in his work. During this period, Monet focused on the beauty of nature, and the figure of a woman in the painting blends seamlessly with the surrounding landscape. This painting belongs to the peak of Monet's work, where he practically stopped depicting people in his paintings, giving the main role to the image of the beauties of nature. The portrait of Princess Elizabeth is a stunning work of art by the Russian painter Vasily Sorin. The painting depicts Princess Elizabeth, a member of the Russian royal family, in a regal pose with a serene expression on her face. Sorin's use of light and shadow creates a sense of depth and dimensionality, making the painting seem almost three-dimensional. The rich colors and intricate details of the princess's dress and jewelry add to the overall beauty of the piece. This painting is a true masterpiece and a testament to Sorin's skill as an artist.
In this painting, Ivan Kramskoy depicts his daughter Sofia on the verge of transition from childhood to adolescence. The artist, known for his psychological portraits, portrays his daughter with a serious expression and thoughtful eyes, immersed in adult thoughts. The broken posture is balanced by the soft, delicate outlines of the kitty. Kramskoy's relationship with his daughter was very friendly, and he left many portraits of her as she grew up. Sadly, Sofia was later repressed and spent a long time in exile, which Kramskoy did not live to see.
In this painting, Katsushika Hokusai depicts Mount Fuji, the highest mountain in Japan, with cherry blossoms in the foreground. The painting is part of Hokusai's series 36 Views of Mount Fuji, which he created between 1826 and 1833. The series includes some of Hokusai's most famous works and helped to establish his reputation as a master of ukiyo-e, a genre of Japanese woodblock prints and paintings. This particular painting was created in 1805, several years before Hokusai began work on the 36 Views series. Today, it is held in a private collection and is not currently on public display in a museum.
Welcome to the Tretyakov Gallery. Today we are going to talk about a beautiful painting called Lilac, created by the famous artist Mikhail in the year 1900. The painting depicts the elements of thickets of flowers and herbs in a very beautiful and rather prosaic way, using subtle and exquisite details. As you can see, the artist emphasizes the importance of nature for man by depicting lilac on most of the canvas. The painting is a true masterpiece and a must-see for all art lovers. Thank you for watching.
This painting, created by Ivan Aivazovsky in 1884, depicts the Tiflis Mosque in Constantinople. Aivazovsky was a renowned Russian painter who specialized in marine art and seascapes. The Tiflis Mosque is located in the Fatih district of Istanbul and was built during the Ottoman Empire. The painting showcases the beautiful architecture of the mosque and the surrounding landscape. Aivazovsky's use of light and color creates a stunning visual display that captures the essence of the city. The painting is currently exhibited at the Museum of Fine Arts in Brest, France. The painting depicts a group of mournful women and girls, including a young nun, who are bidding farewell to Boyarina Morozova, an old believer who was exiled for her beliefs. The old believers are easily recognizable by their clothes and anxious expressions, while the co-religionists of the boyars remain hidden. Only the holy fools openly show their sympathy for the state criminal. The painting also features a few tense and attentive Tatar faces, who look with involuntary respect at the fearless behavior of the heretic. This painting by Diego Velázquez depicts the coronation of Our Lady, a popular theme in religious art since the 12th century. The Holy Scriptures do not mention Mary being crowned after her ascension to heaven, but the tradition has been embodied in art. In the painting, Mary is not yet wearing the crown, as she is being crowned by the Holy Trinity. She is positioned between the Father and the Son, who are placing the crown on her head, while above them is a dove, representing the Holy Spirit. The painting is currently exhibited at the Prado Museum in Madrid. Valentin Serov's Open Window. Lilac is a beautiful oil painting that was created in 1886. The painting depicts a window that has been left open, allowing the viewer to see a beautiful lilac bush outside. The lilac bush is in full bloom, and the delicate purple flowers are a stunning contrast to the green leaves and brown branches. The painting is a wonderful example of Serov's ability to capture the beauty of nature in his artwork. Open Window. Lilac is currently on display at the National Art Museum of the Republic of Belarus. The painting Summer Moon over Amato was created by the Japanese artist Kobayashi Kayachika in 1881. The artwork depicts a serene night scene in the Yamato district of Tokyo, with a full moon shining brightly over the city. Kayachika was known for his use of Western-style techniques in his art, and this painting is a great example of his unique style. Today, the painting can be found in a museum for art enthusiasts to enjoy.
This picturesque masterpiece captivates with its beauty. Ivan Fomitch Krutsky put his whole soul into it. The picture gives the impression of a living composition. It depicts the fruits of apples, grapes, raspberries. Nature is divine and pleases us with its perfection. The skill of the artist is extraordinary. A white deep plate on the table is filled with red and juicy raspberries. The fruits are melting before our eyes. They are fresh and fragrant. Next to the plate are several elements of berries, 3 that have fallen out of the nest, 1 is unripe and ripe speckled. In a large basket flaunt large apples, presumably of the white filling variety. A thin, graceful bunch of grapes is thrown over the basket. The berries are filled with juice, and from this they shine and shimmer. In the foreground are 3 apple slices. On the right is a glass of water. On its edge sits a small bird of dark green color. She leaned her torso deep into the glass to drink cool water. It's a pet canary.
This is a beautiful contemporary art piece titled "And the Sky Was the Ocean to Us" by Rovina Kai. The painting depicts a surreal scene where the sky is portrayed as an ocean, with the clouds resembling waves and the sun setting in the distance. The use of vibrant colors and brushstrokes creates a dreamy and ethereal atmosphere, inviting the viewer to immerse themselves in this otherworldly landscape. This artwork is currently exhibited at the Contemporary Art Museum and is a must-see for any art enthusiast.
In this painting by Czesław Jankowski, we see a solitary figure sitting on a bench in a park. The figure appears to be lost in thought, with their head resting on their hand. The title of the painting, "The Only Friend," suggests that this person may be feeling lonely and isolated. The use of dark colors and shadows in the painting adds to the somber mood. Jankowski was a Polish painter and illustrator who was known for his realistic and emotional portrayals of everyday life.
The painting Nightmare was created by Swiss painter Heinrich Vasily in 1781. It depicts a woman lying on her back in a deep sleep with a demonic creature sitting on her chest. The creature is often interpreted as a representation of the woman's nightmare or sleep paralysis. The painting is known for its dramatic use of light and shadow, and its eerie and unsettling atmosphere. It is currently exhibited at the Detroit Institute of Arts.
Down the Aisle is a painting by Konstantin Makovsky, exhibited at the Serpukhov Museum of Art and History. The painting depicts a traditional wedding scene, with a middle-aged woman dressed in a richly decorated embroidery and beaded boyar outfit of the pre-Petrine time combing the hair of a young girl sitting in a white robe. According to tradition, unmarried girls braided their hair in one braid with a bow at the end or a braided at the beginning of the braid, while the bride had her hair braided in 2 braids at the temples and laid in a circle or around her head, with a pavoynik on top of them. Makovsky captured the drama and festivity of this scene in his painting.
The presented picture is a reflection on how the choice between 2 oppositions is constantly carried out in a person's memory. The glass symbolizes the idealism of the philosophical path of knowledge, while the apple offers earthly pleasure. The choice is not made, but something has changed as a result of this confrontation. There is a living scar from the choice made, which makes itself felt due to living blood. The head in the form of a sculpture shows the physical inability to really drink a glass or take a bite of an apple. Magritte used the image of a young man with a bloodstain more than once, and in all cases it symbolizes memory. The magic of life in this picture implements the philosophy of Hegel and lies in the fact that we are constantly forced to make the same choice between the 2 great categories of thinking, leaving markers of mental anguish. Magritte said, "If you look at a thing with the intention of trying to understand what it means, you will no longer see the thing itself, but concentrate on your question.
Welcome to the world of Stanislav Ulyanovich Zhukovsky's Moonlit Night. This painting depicts a landlord's estate, covered with snow, on a moonlit night. The cold yellowish-green light of the moon floods everything around, creating additional light and color accents. The house stands on a high plinth, and a steep snow-covered staircase leads to the entrance. The building itself is located on a hill, which is emphasized by the two stone elements of another staircase in the garden located in the foreground. The dark blue night sky with brilliant cold stars can be seen above the roof of the house. The moonlight outlines clear dark shadows cast by thin bare trees and shrubs, which further deepen the perspective and make the space voluminous. This is also played by the non-standard distribution of colors: light snow at the bottom and dark blue night sky at the top. Moonlit Night is a masterpiece that captures the beauty of a winter night and the magic of moonlight. Thank you for watching. This portrait depicts the famous Russian poet Alexander Blok, painted by the renowned artist Konstantin Samov in 1907. Blok was a leading figure in the Russian symbolist movement, and his poetry was known for its mystical and philosophical themes. Samov was a prominent member of the world of art movement, and his elegant and refined style is evident in this portrait. The painting is currently on display at the Tretyakov Gallery in Moscow, where it is admired by visitors from around the world. Selik is a painting created by the Russian artist Aleksey Saversov in 1873. The painting depicts a rural village scene with a small wooden house and a group of trees in the background. The foreground is dominated by a dirt road and a small pond. The painting is known for its use of light and shadow to create a sense of depth and atmosphere. It is currently exhibited at the Musée ITG.
The Black Suprematist Square is a painting created by Kazimir Malevich in 1915. It is considered one of the most famous works of the Russian avant-garde art movement. The painting is a simple black square on a white background, which represents the ultimate reduction of all art to its most basic geometric forms. Malevich believed that this painting represented the highest form of non-objective art, which he called suprematism. The painting is currently exhibited at the TG Museum.
The painting New Bridge was created by Pierre Renoir in 1872. It is currently exhibited at the National Gallery of Art in Washington. The painting depicts a bridge over a river, with a group of people walking across it. The brushstrokes are loose and impressionistic, typical of Renoir's style. The colors are bright and vibrant, capturing the light and atmosphere of the scene. Renoir was a leading figure in the Impressionist movement, which sought to capture the fleeting effects of light and color in the natural world. New Bridge is a beautiful example of this style, and a testament to Renoir's skill as a painter.
The Artist's Garden in Giverny is a beautiful painting by Claude Monet, exhibited at Musée d'Orsay in Paris. The painting depicts a path leading to the painter's house, framed by many beautiful quivering irises. The main character of the picture is flowers, and they seem to be alive. The breeze sways the delicate petals, and in some places, they are illuminated by sunlight. The composition of the picture is balanced by vertical tree trunks in the background, which visually expand the space and give some static as opposed to irises playing in the wind. Monet's manner seems rude, but the artist perfectly manages to convey the lyrical mood of the moment. The main color of the work is lilac, green, brown colors in different combinations. Overall, it's a beautiful painting that captures the essence of nature and the beauty of flowers.
This portrait depicts the Life Hussar Colonel E.V. Davidov, who was a prominent figure in the Russian military during the Napoleonic Wars. Kaprensky, a renowned Russian portrait painter, captured Davidov's military regalia and confident expression in great detail. The painting is an excellent example of Kaprensky's skill in portraying the personalities of his subjects through their facial expressions and body language.
The painting Calm by Ivan Aivazovsky depicts a serene summer afternoon where the bright sun floods everything with warm golden light. Fluffy white clouds slowly float in the high blue sky, while the magnificent sea's surface stretches to the horizon. The sea shimmers with warm pinkish amber shades, and the sparkling glare and silvery sparkles of the sunny path lying on the water dazzle the eyes. Aivazovsky was a talented artist who magnificently and very realistically conveyed the power and beauty of the water element. He was infinitely in love with the sea and very often painted it during a lull, each time creating a new image filled with completely different feelings.
In this painting, we see a beautiful summer evening on the beach of Skagen, a popular holiday destination in Denmark. The sun is setting, casting a warm glow over the beach and the sea. People are enjoying the last hours of daylight, some are swimming in the sea, while others are walking along the shore. The painting is a perfect representation of the carefree and relaxed atmosphere of a summer evening on the beach. Peder Krøyer was a Danish painter and a member of the Skagen Painters, a group of Scandinavian artists who gathered in the town of Skagen in the late 19th century to paint the local scenery.
In this paired portrait, Nesterov depicts two outstanding personalities of Russian religious and philosophical thought: Bulgakov and Florensky. The painter tried to depict the dualism of their views by showing them walking together, but separately in a single desire to find the truth. The figures of the heroes seem to be copied as a carbon copy, but their faces are radically different. Florensky in a white cassock embodies humility, obedience to fate, while Bulgakov's stubborn face tells the viewer about inner turmoil, rebellion, resistance. The quiet, calm evening and muted colors of nature serve as the scenery for this leisurely walk.
In this painting, Ivan Aivazovsky captures the beauty and power of the sea at sunset. The steep rocky shore is depicted in great detail, with the waves crashing against it. The colors of the sunset are reflected in the water, creating a stunning visual effect. Aivazovsky was known for his ability to capture the mood and atmosphere of the sea, and this painting is a perfect example of his skill. It is no wonder that he is considered one of the greatest marine artists of all time.
Vincent van Gogh's Still Life with Fruits and Chestnuts is a beautiful oil painting created in 1886. The painting depicts a table with a variety of fruits and chestnuts arranged in a basket. The colors used in the painting are vibrant and the brushstrokes are bold, which is typical of Van Gogh's style. The painting is a great example of Van Gogh's early work and shows his interest in still life paintings. Today, the painting is exhibited in various museums around the world and is considered to be one of Van Gogh's most popular works.
This is a portrait of Murtaza-Kuli Khan, painted by the Russian artist Vladimir Lukich Borovikovsky in 1796. Murtaza-Kuli Khan was a ruler of the Khanate of Khiva, which was located in what is now Uzbekistan. He was known for his military campaigns and his efforts to modernize and strengthen his kingdom. In this portrait, Murtaza-Kuli Khan is depicted wearing traditional Central Asian clothing and holding a sword. The background features a landscape with a fortress and a river. The painting is currently held in a private collection.
This painting by Aleksey depicts a beautiful seascape with a stunning sunset, which fills the work with a special atmosphere. In the foreground, we see a lone fisherman in a boat with nets set to dry, which adds a certain drama and sound to the landscape. The sea is not just a beautiful object for the image, but also a source of income and a field for human activity. The evening sky, reflected in the sea surface, paints it in warm and soft colors. Dilapidated piers, a steamer running in the distance, and a foggy horizon create an atmosphere of romantic sadness. The clouds, painted with an evening sunny palette, are especially successful, as well as the water surface, which is almost perfect. The mossy boulders in the foreground and the sticks on which the nets are hung look like the towers of an ancient castle.
In this painting, Sorin and Alknost, two mythical bird maidens, are depicted as inseparable symbols of grief and joy, unhappiness and happiness, black and white. Sorin, the black messenger of sadness, mourns the outgoing summer, while Alkahest, the bright messenger of joy and pleasure, endows the fruits with magical, healing properties. Both birds arrive in the garden on the eve of the apple savior, according to Slavic beliefs. The background of the painting is the morning orange sky, with a light bird illuminated by the sun and a dark one taking refuge from the coming dawn. Sorin is all turned to the past, while Alkahest is all in the future. Both bird maidens are one and indivisible, the eternal companions of every person's life, capable of moderating too much joy and alleviating unbearable grief. This painting represents the great harmony of life. The painting, Kiss, was created by Norwegian artist Edvard Munch in 1897. It is currently exhibited at the Munch Museum in Oslo. The painting depicts a couple embracing in a kiss, with their bodies merging into one. The figures are shown in Munch's typical style, with elongated and distorted forms, conveying a sense of intense emotion. The painting is considered to be one of Munch's most famous works, and is a powerful representation of love and passion.
The Blue Rider is a painting by Vasily Vasilyevich Kandinsky, created in 1903. It is not only a single canvas, but also the name of the association founded by Kandinsky and Franz Marc. The painting is different from Kandinsky's more famous abstract works, as it was created before he broke the connection with subject painting. During the early 1900s, Kandinsky traveled a lot in Europe and was fascinated by the landscape, which can be seen in this work. According to the artist, the essence of his work during this period was reduced to boundless love for nature.
In this painting, we see the Colosseum in Rome on a moonlit night. The Colosseum is an iconic symbol of ancient Rome and is one of the most recognizable landmarks in the world. The painting was created by Carl Karras in 1828, and it captures the beauty and grandeur of the Colosseum at night. The moonlight casts a soft glow over the ancient structure, highlighting its intricate architecture and the details of its arches and columns. The painting is a testament to the enduring legacy of the Colosseum and its place in the history of Rome and the world.
In this painting by Peder Krøyer, we see a group of people celebrating on a beach. The painting is known as Hip-hip-hooray and was completed in 1888. Krøyer was a Danish painter and part of the Skagen painters, a group of Scandinavian artists who gathered in the town of Skagen in the late 19th century. The painting is on display at the Gothenburg Art Museum in Sweden. In this painting, Pablo Picasso depicts a scene he witnessed in a hospital where prostitutes were treated. The painting shows a dissolute mother giving her unexpected child to the care of a nun. The scene has a deep, biblical meaning, and the artist accurately conveys the poses and plasticity of the figures, the folds of clothes, and the faces of the heroines. The nun is ready to accept the fruit of someone else's sin without any condemnation, while the supplicant strikes the viewer with a doomed, hopeless, absent look. Interestingly, only one of the women casts a shadow, hinting at the sinful past of the heroine. The women bowed their heads to each other, conveying both forgiveness and redemption. The painting's double name, in which the key is the word sisters, shows that the righteous woman and the sinner are equal figures before God. It is a powerful and thought-provoking work of art.
In this painting, Aleksey Gavrilovich Venetsianov depicts the threshing floor with great care and attention to detail. The painting showcases the daily peasant labor and the contribution of each villager towards the cultivation of the common land and harvesting. The actions captured by the artist are not so dynamic, but rather contemplative, elevating the theme of labor to its epic reading. Venetsianov's paintings were a true discovery for the metropolitan public of the first half of the 19th century, especially when compared to the historical paintings of his contemporaries. His art school, which included serfs, was a cultural phenomenon of the time. Still life with game, vegetables and lemons is one of the first Spanish works written at the beginning of the 17th century in the genre of still life itself, and the few paintings that have survived to our time. Thanks to the contrasting lighting used in the best traditions of Caravagism, objects isolated from each other and suspended on thin ropes seem to be pushed out of the picturesque space by a black background. In the ascetic pictorial system, the principle of elementary order is combined with a detailed thoughtfulness of the composition, an accurate sense of plastic form. A separate object, on the one hand, is prosaic, and on the other, unusually monumental. The still lives of Sánchez Cotán give the impression of created artistic hyperbole. The painting is exhibited at the Prado Museum in Madrid.